guards.
Yeah. All right, before we hit our break, let's still really quickly talk about Purdue, who was in a tough one, and Mackey with Oregon. They find a way to win. Fletcher Lawyer had some big shots late. Dauster, what'd you take away from that one?
I'm officially kind of worried about Purdue. Like this was an Oregon team that didn't have Jackson Shellstead, that has been banged up, that has been injured. I think they were coming in having lost. Let me make sure I got this right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in a row. They don't look like they're competitive in the Big Ten. It feels like they've kind of just like packed this thing in. They're 1-11 now in the Big Ten, and they were up in the final minute against the Boilermakers in Mackey Arena. It doesn't feel like normally when you watch Purdue play and you kind of see them over the course of a season, you see them trending in the right, like trending up, right? Like they're getting better. They're figuring some things out. They're learning how to play together. And I don't know if that is happening. And here's the thing that actually worries me the most about anything else is that this is what they got coming up on our schedule. They're at Nebraska on Tuesday. Then they're at Iowa next Saturday. Then they get Michigan at home. Then you got a rivalry rematch with Indiana, and then you got Michigan State at home. Those are 5 games. They could lose all 5 of those. I don't think they're going to lose all 5 of those. I'm not saying they're going to go on a 5-game winning streak, but if they go 2-3 in that run, Dalen, are you surprised? Like I would not be surprised to look up in basically what would it be 4 weeks and see Purdue as a team that is like 11-6 in the Big Ten. I would not be surprised to see them lose 3 of those next 5, and that's not something we thought that was going to happen with this group at the start of the season.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're. I'm not saying they're peak, but when I saw them destroy Texas Tech early in the year, I thought, wow, okay, maybe I should change my. I do struggle. I know Braden Smith's he's a great guard, but him and Lawyer, there is some, and the rest of the team, there is defensive concerns with this team, and when you have a couple lead guards that lack some athleticism and some size and some physicality, we've seen other guys affect him and have problems throughout his career, and now we've seen other teams pick them apart from a defensive standpoint, and that's an issue. And I think I don't think they're resolving that as this team. I don't think this team's winning a national championship. If they got to a Final Four, I would be surprised. This is a huge run you just mentioned. I mean, Ken Pom has them losing 3 of those 5 games. It has them as losers in the 2 road games and home to Michigan, which I wouldn't be surprised at that. But, I mean, Painter's a hell of a coach, but at some point there are some issues, again, physically with their ability to guard at different positions. Go to you, anything?
And I'm not sure that, like, looking back now, I thought Oscar Clough was like a really good addition at the time. Not sure he fit what they needed. You know what I mean? Like big, bulky, big man. Like I feel like it would have been better to have like a long, athletic dude who could, again, make up for some of the mistakes and be a shot alternator and a shot blocker. That's not Clough. Like he can block some shots, but he is not that. He is not a guy who gets up off the ground. I would have liked to have seen that a little bit more. Trey Kaufman-Renn does not look like himself. Let's be honest. Whether it's the injury, whether it's just that playing alongside Clough, they're trying to figure out that with the spacing. Obviously, he was far more comfortable offensively playing at the 5, which isn't a surprise because his quickness, he could take advantage of playing against opposing 5s. But the bench hasn't been. C.J. Cox is inconsistent. The kid Meyer, who again, I've said this all year long, and Rob, you pushed back on me about this, but I think it's time. I think it's time you admit it. Like this kid hasn't done nearly what they thought he was going to do and what we thought he was going to do coming off his international experience this past summer.
Yeah, but it's also, we've seen a lot of these international guys, especially the ones that are coming over as actual freshmen and not 22-year-old freshmen, come over here and it's an adjustment. It just is. Like you're in a new country, you're playing a new style of basketball, you're learning a new culture, you're learning sometimes a new language, and it's gonna take you some time, especially when you're a guy that's trying to figure out your place on a team that has an All-American point guard in Braden Smith and an All-Conference senior wing in Fletcher Lawyer. So I think part of it is he's just trying to figure out where he is, and the other thing is, Paint is he's gonna play his guys. He's gonna be loyal. If you're a freshman coming in, like you got to be significantly better than the guy that you're trying to beat out to go and take his minutes. So, my take on Omer is just I think he's gonna be a stud next year. He's a freshman. Sometimes
they need them to be better this year. But the difference is they're not going to have Braden Smith next year. They're not going to have him. This is the year. This was supposed to be the year that Purdue had a chance to. Again, they were preseason number one. A lot of people did you have them one?
Yes, I did.
Right, and you're not alone. I mean, other than Gary Parrish with St. John's number one, most people had Purdue number one.
That doesn't look. That
had to drag GP for that one.
It doesn't look as crazy anymore.
Oh man. Well, it doesn't look great. I mean, I don't care that they beat UConn. They still got some issues. All right, we're gonna hit a break. A team that didn't look good early, but looks really good now. Florida goes into A&M and just dismantles them. They sit atop the SEC next here on Field 68 after dark.